What's going on, y'all? Today I'm making an updated tier list for Dark and Darker solos. Um, Primarily Goblin Caves because that's what I play, but solo translates between each of the maps. I mean, obviously Ranger's a little bit better on Ruins, but yeah, primarily Goblin Caves because that's what I play. But yeah, the meta has shifted a bit since the last tier list. Not in a great way. And so, yeah, let's get into this. All right, let's start with Barbarian. Okay, so I think in the last video I said Barb was like B or something, but yeah, that's changed. Barb is now S tier. Possibly if we can add another tier list, another tier in here, like game breaking or something. And rename this to S. Yeah, okay. So I'd say Barb right now is teetering between game breaking and S. Um, yeah, Barb, they haven't really changed them that much since the last tier list I made, but what has happened is everyone is realizing how to build Barbarian in solos, which is stack as much movement speed as you can and just run everyone down with Rage and a Zweihander or a Bardiche. Um, it's insanely oppressive. Kills, it completely counters 6 out of the 8 classes. It's not fun to play against. It's so frustrating to play matches, and you just get run down by a class that is the tankiest class in the game, the highest damage dealing class in the game, and for some reason the fastest class in the game too. This is very frustrating to play against right now. So yeah, I would say Barb is teetering between S and game breaking. Um, I'm not sure when it shifted. I'd say maybe it was about a month, a month and a half ago is when people really started playing Barb like that. But yeah, now every single lobby is like half Barbs. It's really noticeable. It's really frustrating. But yeah, Barb is S tier right now. No denying that. Hopefully, they nerf Rage's movement speed. It probably needs to become 5% or 0% MS. Right now, Rage gives 15% movement speed. Yeah, it's just insane. It's just so much movement speed. But they also probably need to nerf their agility. I don't know why they have so much base agility. Alright, anyway, enough with Barb. Let's go to Bard. So Bard right now, they're actually not bad. Like, they got the buffs, all the gear buffs helped them a bit. I've always thought Bard is good if the player is good. If a Bard has buffs, you just can't fight them, basically. So if a good Bard just stays buffed constantly, like you can't really fight them unless you're, I don't know, Barbarian or a fighter. They're basically Slayer fighters with faster attack speed, um, more armor, faster movement speed, um, armor break with Shriek, AoE stealth reveal, and more utility. That's how I like to view Bard right now. So basically, just a better Slayer fighter. But yeah, I still think there's not a whole lot of good Bards running around, so still don't think it's that big of a deal. So I'm just gonna put Bard in like B right now. Cleric. Cleric is such a bad solo class. Like, they're fine if you're just trying to PvE and not PvP. If you just want to grind and have people leave you alone, and if you never want to like chase people down and be able to PvP, then play Cleric. Um, they're not very good at like being a PvP class, I guess. I mean, they're defensive. They can definitely like 3-shot every class with Smite. but they have no movement utility, so it's just so easy to abuse clerics. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna put them in C because they're fine. They have plate. They are able to heal. They have a lot of survivability, but I don't know. They're just not good at PvPing. I guess I'll put them in B since they have good survivability. They're fine. I don't know. I think they're pretty balanced. Um, so this tier list has 2 fighters, one with bow. I don't know what that means for whatever reason. We're just gonna do fighter, assuming he has a bow or a crossbow. Fighter, still good, still amazing in Goblin Ks. Not as strong as before because of how many barbarians are running around, but obviously nothing has changed with fighter. They're still very, very good. You're just not seeing as much of them. But I think personally, I don't think fighters as much of a problem anymore because they really are easy to just walk away from, you know? Like before I would fight fighters and die like every time. And then once I stopped fighting fighters, I basically never died to fighters anymore because they're just easy to walk away from. Unless they're Slayer, which they're still kind of fast, but not as fast as Barbarian. The thing with Barbarian is you can't walk away from them. You can walk away from a fighter. So, I don't know. I think fighter's still really, really good. Probably put him in A tier. Um, yeah, maybe S, but yeah. So I guess with this fighter with the bow, we'll just call this Slayer fighter. Just ignore the with bow and imagine this is Slayer fighter. Slayer fighter, still pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna move these down to make room for like a middle ground between the two, between A and B. Um, fighter, Slayer fighter, I would say B right now. They're kind of like barbarians, but weaker, I'd say. A little bit squishier barbarians. They're very fast with sprint, very quick to kill you if they're dual wielding and using, I don't know, like Castellan and Falchion. You die in 2 hits in like half a second. Really good still. Pretty good armor and health, and yeah, I got second wind. Pretty solid, very good, but overshadowed by Barbarian for sure. Ranger, D tier. Ranger is the worst solo class right now. Yeah, basically Ranger is because Barbarian is so prevalent right now. It basically makes Ranger like very difficult to play in high ranked lobbies because you're gonna get run down by 350 movement speed barbarians and die in 2 hits. Ranger is very, very difficult to succeed with in solos. This maybe unless you're on runes or something. But okay, I have not died to a single Ranger this wipe. And I think that says something. Because I've played like 700 matches this wipe. Um, but like traps, I guess, are the only way a Ranger can really kill anyone right now. It's so easy to just walk away when you see a Ranger. Like when you die to a Ranger, it's because you fought them at range. Like it's very easy to just walk away and like go through a door and come around, you know? So pretty easy to counter. Also I run cutthroat, which makes Ranger basically free loot if I get close. But yeah, Ranger just gets eaten alive by everyone. I mean they kill wizards, they maybe kill some warlocks, but yeah, weak class right now. Rogue. Rogue is still good. Always has been good. Always will be good in solos because they're good at surviving. Rogue is good at surviving, but I don't necessarily think that means that they're good at PvP. They're still good at ambushing, but they're not really able to 1v1 face tank duel the other classes. They can't do that. Even with the caster classes, they can't do that because they will get 2-tapped by either Blow of Corruption or a Crystal Sword. Yeah, most wizards don't take out Crystal Sword when they're fighting Rogue because they don't expect Cutthroat. But anyway, yeah. Rogue has always been good. It's going to keep being good. They're not as good as they used to be, but still a very, very solid pick. I'm going to put them in A. Okay, Warlock is very good right now. Probably up there with Barbarian, I would say, in S. They just have insane survivability once they have good gear. And um, like tons of options to just zone and deal damage at range, and then pretty good damage in melee too. And then all the good warlocks are flame walkering constantly, so you can't really chase them. Makes it pretty hard to kill good warlocks. Cutthroat still no problem, destroys warlocks, but you have to get the drop on them. Dark Reflection is very, very strong. You can kill a rogue with just Dark Reflection and a single falchion hit. So warlocks are actually pretty good in melee. It's not like they fold instantly. Dark Reflection is a crazy ability. Blow of Corruption is, it's strong, but it's pretty easy to counter. It goes away after 6 seconds. Um, yeah, just walk away when you see Blow of Corruption. They clap their hands together, you just walk away. Easy. Yeah, Warlock's pretty strong right now. I'd say they're a little bit weaker than Barbarian, but on the same tier. There's a lot of Warlocks running around high ranks. Okay, Wizard. Last class, Wizard. Wizard is pretty tough class to play. I mean, because there's so many Barbarians running around right now with Iron Will, or whatever that magic resist perk is called, that Wizards are just getting fucking obliterated right now by Barbarians. But good wizards are still extremely powerful, but there's not a whole lot of those. Wizard is a strong solo class, just not right now because of the current solo meta. I would probably put them in B with Slayer Fighter. As soon as Barbarian gets nerfed, Wizard's probably going back to A. But yeah, I mean, Wizard's always been pretty good at solo. If you just play a safe wizard, light orb every room, you're fine. You got utility, you got options to kill every single other class. It might be difficult, especially with barbarians, but you got options to kill every single class, and yeah, there's hardly any rangers running around, so not much of a threat there for you. But yeah, this is basically what I think the current state of solos is. Honestly, I want to move barbarian up here. They're kind of fucking game breaking right now. They're changing the entire rest of the meta because they're so strong right now, and that says quite a bit about the class. I hope they get nerfed. Anyway, yeah, that was the tier list. See you guys.